It's not a passing of the torch. You people have nothing to worry about. I think that this was just a great way to bring back Indiana Jones and like reintroduce him to the world. Hey everyone, welcome back to Candid Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be reviewing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, directed by James Mangold. It has been exactly 15 years since we got Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and that one wasn't the greatest. We know it wasn't the greatest, but we got to see Indy with Marion again, and you know, they had a son. I was wondering how they were gonna kind of take care of that in Indy 5. They did it well. I didn't expect another Indiana Jones film, and this is no offense to like James Mangold. There's a magic with Indy that only Raiders had. Temple of Doom, Last Crusade. It's just a specific type of action film magic from that time that you can't really recapture. And James Mangold tried to do that. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a very talented director. He's very talented. I really like the action set pieces in this film, but there was something missing, and it wasn't the same magic that was presented in the original trilogy, the first three. I think that they should have just ended it there, because action films from like, you know, 80s, 90s are very particular to that era, to that decade, to those decades. And it's hard to recapture that. It's the same reason why you wouldn't want anyone to touch Back to the Future. It was only made for that time, and it was perfect for that time. And that's why it's such a classic, and that's why like Raiders is such a classic. So here with this one, Harrison Ford's back. They're not shying away from the fact that he is older. We find out that Indy's about to retire from being a professor. This opening is really cool because the de-aging for Harrison Ford was phenomenal. So they're back to fighting Nazis, and they have to get the other half of this dial. They were looking for something else at the beginning of this. I think it was a blade or something, and the blade was a fake. And then they brought the attention to the dial. So this man back in like ancient times created time travel essentially. And he predicted certain dates through text. He predicted all of this stuff. So whoever holds the Dial of Destiny will ultimately have the power to control certain like wormholes in time. So Mads Mikkelsen's in this. I thought he was really great. Boyd Holbrook's in this, who's amazing. And Shawnette Renee Wilson was a powerhouse in this. I really love to see her. So we have some new additions. Antonio Banderas makes a little appearance as well. But this whole setup is what I really liked. They're going after the Dial of Destiny, and Toby Jones is in this, and Toby Jones and Harrison Ford are best friends. So Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, was chosen to be Helena's godfather, who's Toby Jones's daughter. So Toby Jones went absolutely mad after getting this dial, after figuring out what this dial does. He had a piece of it. There's two halves, and he was trying his best. He went absolutely mad. Helena saw this, and then her dad had passed away because of how mad he went. Helena took over the archaeology. She was fascinated with all of it, and she ends up in Indy's classroom. She just shows up one day. So they have a conversation at a bar while people are looking for Helena. They're not necessarily looking for Indiana Jones. They're looking for Helena. So Mads Mikkelsen has these henchmen that are looking for Helena because Helena knows, obviously, where the dial is, or where the other half of the dial is. That's what's happening here. That's the whole movie. So Helena's like, for one last time, Indy, because you can help me. And with my dad, like he entrusted you. And Helena's been living this crazy life as an archaeologist, as an explorer, but also as a thief at the same time. So she's been getting into stuff. Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Helena was a great addition to this. And I really liked her. I think having Helena kind of balances who Indy is. It's not a passing of the torch. You people have nothing to worry about. I think that this was just a great way to bring back Indiana Jones and like reintroduce him to the world. But I do not think that Helena is going to be like, oh, I'm going to take the mantle. Like, that's not what's happening here. You guys have nothing to worry about that. The story was fine. I think that they really prolonged this. I thought it overstayed its welcome. It's a good movie. It's good. It's a good action film. It does get boring at times because there are characters in play. There are too many destinations that they go to, all to get this dial. And there are a couple of times where it falls right into Mads Mikkelsen's hands. And I think that it was just too on the nose. And that's what bothered me about it. It's like every time they figured something out, it went to Mads Mikkelsen and they couldn't get to the dial in time. Like, the time crunch wasn't there. I didn't think the pacing was that strong either. It felt like it dragged. The middle really dragged. And then it picked up at the end. You know, the same type of indie conventions, but it just felt like the magic was missing. There were some great action set pieces, again, from James Mangold. The car chases were cool. I really liked the deep sea diving adventure. Instead of snakes, there were eels and he was still freaked out. Like, it's cute things like that, but you could tell that Indy has aged and that he really shouldn't be doing things like this anymore. And I know that there was like this emotional story between Marion and Indy because they're getting a divorce after their son dies in the war. I feel like so much time has passed between films that the connection between him and Marion it's gone now. And you don't feel connected to these characters. There's like a detachment from Indiana Jones and the franchise because it's not the same. It's not the same. Sure, the John Williams score slaps. It's absolutely fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But those like little hints of like the indie theme coming in, it just doesn't, I don't know. It just didn't hit like the others. And I would have loved to have said, I love Indiana Jones. I thought it was fine. I thought it was a good movie. I gave it like a 3 out of 5. It was fun to watch, but it did overstay its welcome. It was very long. And I think it was a bit too far-fetched with the time travel and the wormhole. Mads Mikkelsen wanted to go back to World War II and it didn't go there. So that was interesting. But at the same time, I thought it was really rewarding for Indy to see that like this level of technology happen in his lifetime, because that's what we're looking for as well. He's lived for so long that, you know, things are really changing around him. And I thought that was really interesting. And he wanted to go back to his roots. But at the same time, the whole movie didn't feel like it went back to the roots of Indiana Jones. I wish this was better. I do. We'll see what happens at the box office. I don't know how people are going to receive Indiana Jones. So the Dial of Destiny is a 3 out of 5 for me. Let me know which Indiana Jones film is your favorite. For me, obviously, it's still Raiders of the Lost Ark, even though I have like a little soft spot for Temple of Doom. I really like Raiders. So let me know how you would rank the Indiana Jones films down below. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. You can always follow me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And if you guys want to help me grow this wonderful channel, you can find out ways to do that in the bio below. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.